Ooh, okay. Do you guys remember when Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego would rather die in a furnace of fire than worship a false god? Me too. People are not going to be happy I'm filming here, but we're going to do it anyway. Does that look open? They're very cheerful here. Very, very cheerful. We're gonna end up with a couple of pass-throughs as I search for a cup of coffee, because once again it's fucking cold. I went into Cub Foods, which is now Unity Foods, and nobody's there. Chicago Avenue Fire Arts. I was gonna take my son to a class there, but not anymore. I got my first tattoo right around the corner, actually right there. It's also no longer there. So that display right back there it's a public street. Like, it's not privately owned, and it has sat there for 6 years. This is probably, maybe I'm wrong, the only third world country, like lawless autonomous zone inside of the United States of America. Cops don't go in here. Fire can't get in here. These businesses have all sued the city. I don't know where the process is in the lawsuit. I know that they lost one of them, which is awful. I guarantee at least half, if not all of these restaurants and stores have a city grant to stay open. I literally, I remember the last time I got gas here. I was at, the pump's gone. It was at that pump, I think. So, the last time I got gas there, it was because I dropped my son off at my brother's house and sister-in-law's house. My sister-in-law was going to watch him. They live around the corner. Gonna watch him, because I had an audition for Great River Shakespeare, and I needed somebody to go drive down there, and that was the last time I got gas there. So when everything was on fire, this is not a neighborhood that I know this place. I've been here my entire life. There's a church down where I had rehearsal for a film also, or a play. So I guarantee that if we look up those businesses, those open storefronts of a few, they're all have city grants. Galleries are hard enough to make happen, let alone a place there. Now, maybe I could be wrong, but I didn't shoot in the coffee shop where I was, which was great, but there were 3 people in there. Love the coffee. Thank you for the people who made it. Lovely people. That's not my point. My point is, we can't deify this situation and not move on. It's been 6 years, and we can't let a major intersection in a city be, the buses can't even get around. If I was incorrect, there is a fist. And like I said, people were not happy that I was filming there. I got a couple of looks. I just gave them a nod. Act like a trauma tourist, which is awful, because that's not what I am. But I guess that's the only way to be able to walk through there and document without security as just a single woman, because that's how I roll. And all these people who go out and they want to play gotcha videos on the left and the right, I'm so sick of both. Like a plague on both your houses, right? I'm Mercutio. like, they have security. I'm just like a mom wandering around. What happened outside of Cup Foods was profoundly sad and disturbing. And what has happened since is profoundly sad and disturbing. This neighborhood was one of the original, wealth neighborhoods of African Americans. So the idea that this neighborhood, above all else, is being fiscally decimated is just awful. Like at the city, they're still talking about it. They're still talking about it. All they do is kick the can down the road because the activist DSA are too afraid to make a decision because they know that the DSA eats their own. So any decision is the wrong decision unless you just keep letting it sit there. But the city is like, nope. They got rid of that parking lot and put in another ridiculous clown box. Clown box. It's a church where I rehearsed Dido. It's fascinating. So if you guys don't know this about me, I'm an artist, I'm an actress. Like, it's funny, when I got involved in city government, normally I would be like the poster child of the left, right? I'm divorced because I came out. I'm an actress. I'm a single mom. I'm a public school teacher in the union. I check all the boxes. But I will not worship. I will not worship their false gods. I won't. And for that reason and that reason alone, they come for me. So they came for me anyway when I tried to play nice. So now we're just doing everything. And if you're a person to the right of center, please do not come in the comments with stuff about like what actually happened to Mr. Floyd. Like, that was just a tragedy, and I'm sorry, everybody's a child of God. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just saying what the city hasn't done since and how it's allowed to burn. I'm just trying to show you that after 6 years, they won't do anything. They won't do anything. And because they still have the majority, 7-6, it'll be another 4 years at least. They won't do anything. I promise you, they will not do anything. Because anything other than what is there right now is unacceptable to the DSA. They don't want it to change. They want it to be what they call organic. It's not organic. Sorry, it's like my heart has been racing this whole time. Because I have been approached at different times, and I am just out here by myself. I'm just a mom. I did all my own door knocking. I was stalked in my city council campaign. I was brutally attacked, mercilessly. My physical safety was threatened. And I've got a son, and I try to balance that. And of course, my son is rightfully upset with me for constantly putting myself in that intersection. But I do it to try to help him and other kids and the city in the future. Sorry, it fucking takes a toll. It really actually does. And I don't have to do this, I get that. But I know that if I don't, who will? Let's see out there. Do you really believe this is what it is? I mean, it's all closed up. If I'm on their candid camera, then they can be on mine. I will say, apart from that weird blowy thing, it does feel like a church here. It's quiet, it's contemplative. I just had 3 conversations with people, just chatting, because that's how I roll. I refuse to be salacious. I absolutely refuse. But I also refuse to lie. And this to me is about leadership and failure of leadership. So everything is closed pretty much, except for the things that are propped up. Cup Foods is trying to make it, and Chicago Avenue Fire Arts. I'm sorry. This gives me hope. If you try it. But see, this isn't a church. This is. But a street.